Time now for Jeff's Car Culture. This week it's going to be on the Detroit Auto Show.
Yeah, and it's not too pleasant for him because the Detroit Auto Show attendance plummeted as glory days fade for the Detroit Auto Show in Detroit. Far more news was revealed at the Brussels Automotive Show and the Tokyo Auto Salon and even CES this past year. Most automakers have abandoned the event, leaving dealers to fill the gaps. Now, we were just at ours, Automotive Show with Rochelle Salinas, outstanding organization, fantastic show, but the Detroit Auto Show only attracted 275,000 visitors last month.
That's a lot.
It's down 500,000 since previous years.
Oh my God.
They were topping out at some big numbers. So the Detroit Auto Show used to be a can't-miss event, and its return was barely worth mentioning. The Ford Mustang RTR and the Mustang GTD Spirit of America were introduced ahead of the event, leaving the North American Car, Utility, and Truck of the Year awards as the only worthwhile news on the media day. Amazing. To say it wasn't worth attending, and we're openly questioning whether or not the Detroit Auto Show was dead, we're getting a resounding answer, and it's time to break out the defibrillator and catheter because the event is on life support.
Catheter.
I wrote that. While organizers tried to put in a positive spin on things, the numbers are truly terrible. Over the course of 11 days, 275,000 people attended, as the Detroit Free Press noted. The pales in comparison to the 780,000 people who attended in previous years. That's a staggering decline. As a result, it's hard to judge and make up the lackluster lineup, and the return to January has impacted everything. Despite the awful attendance, organizers proclaimed it was one of the largest auto shows in the U.S. However, the numbers aren't much to brag about. In the former Motor City, Jewel barely beat the 2024 Chicago Auto Show. It's shorter. The Chicago one was shorter by a day, and it attracted 260,000 guests. So it was a little bit more and less days. The lackluster showing isn't much as a surprise for most automakers. It declined to Detroit and it was a worthy effort to do it. But as a result, dealers, 4 indoor tracks, and randomness included the Army, the Marines, and a Polish investment and trade agency helped fill the leftover space on the floor.
Did they have any pierogies in there?
I hope they did, because those are awesome. This didn't stop officials from proclaiming...
What is the whole thing with the dinosaurs?
I don't know.
There?
It was just some event that this whatever Ford or...
Well, I was just going to say, because like a dinosaur...
What is that?
This thing?
Is that like a Bronco back there?
I don't know. It could be a Bronco. They didn't stop officials from proclaiming that the show had a true energy and a robust lineup of vehicles. While that's enough to make your eyes roll, the event had estimated economic impact of $370 million.
It cost them that much,
actually down. Organizers also said there were 34 brands on display, as well as nearly 500 vehicles. They're turning it into a different kind of show, evidently. The latter figure appears to include 150 modified personal vehicles that were shown in partnership with Modded Detroit. That's a club, evidently, there. While it's easy to write off the show as a major disappointment, the charity preview raised $1.7 million for the children's charities around the area. That's good news, although the show's future looks far from bright if things do not improve. With all this being said, is the Detroit Auto Show dead, or is it just transitioning into a post-auto show era? Not much new, and it's hard to justify a trip to the Motor City.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It really is.